Zoom. You can do a lot via digital. You should use digital to support your in-person events, but there is just something about being in person with people that are, whether they share an affinity like people do at Lunch Hour Legal Marketing, or people in your local community that want to get out for a cause or a charity or whatever it is that you're doing in your local community. No substitute for that. We'd encourage law firms to double down on that activity in the age of AI. One is this idea of efficiency, automation, scale. And so how does that play out? They're trying to reduce human involvement in service delivery. They're using AI for intake, AI for practice management, yada, yada, yada. And again, I'm not casting aspersions or looking down my nose at it. We use AI as well, but it's like the how, and it's like is automation and efficiency and scale your driving theme? And then the other branch is we're going to do the opposite. We're going to double down on client experience. We're going to double down on relationships. We're going to double down on local community. They're banking on mere exposure effect. They're banking on just more impressions means more trust. And you have to ask yourself, like, how do you break into that consumer's mindset? And it's things like, I saw you at my local community event. I saw you speak at our high school. I got your care package, or whatever it is that you're doing to invest in those relationships. We're only going to focus on the things that we can track. And if you focus only on the things that you can track, you're going to leave a lot on the table, because even of the things that you can track, you're not getting a complete picture of how people are actually finding and hiring and choosing you. You're moving into Chicago. You're moving into one of the most competitive personal injury markets in the United States. You're competing with private equity. You're competing with national brand players. You have no chance. You need to be the lawyer that's in that community, that's investing in that community, that's showing up in the events, that's supporting all the activities that the cycling community does, taking a leadership role in terms of, maybe you're talking about cycling safety tips, all the things that go into that community. You have to do it on some kind of affinity. There has to be something that they're going to be like, you know what? I know John Morgan. I know Top Dog. I know the other big billboard lawyers in my area, but I'm choosing so-and-so because so-and-so also is a cyclist, or so-and-so is doing backpack giveaways, or so-and-so is doing, yes, none of that's a competitive advantage. Everybody else is saying the same thing, and no one cares. Competence is table stakes. And you think about that. Lawyers will be like, there's no way that someone's going to choose their lawyer based on me buying them pizza. And you're totally wrong. They will. That's how people make these decisions. I met you at the pizza thing, and I thought of you, and I referred my friend to you because you were very approachable and really awesome at the pizza event. Forget everything else. Lead with that. Update all your marketing collateral to support that. Because again, just positioning 101, that's what's going to stand out. Now you're the only game in town. Nobody else does what you do. Over half of consumers are impacted. Their choosing decision, the firm that they choose with, is impacted by some form of recognizability. And so that means that a lot of the market is going, even in a non-brand context, is going to firms that have recognizability, which goes back to the same thing, which is why if you completely divest in brand and all you do is try to capture direct response, you're already out of the conversation with a large segment of the market. The less ranty version is, if you can maintain your brand and add keywords, go for it, but don't do it at the diminishment of the brand. The brand is more valuable than your Google local pack rankings. If anything, my message right now is that if you go and look at your full marketing mix, you're probably over-indexed on non-brand direct response activities and under-indexed, under-invested, undercapitalized on brand activity. And when you lay a firm's marketing budget against the consumer research, it's like everybody's spending 80% of their budget to appeal to 20% of the local services consumer market, and they should flip that.